Jordan had a family. Jordan was loved. Unfortunately, when you're dealing with a mental illness, sometimes you decide to pull away. And people look at that and say, well, where's his family? Where's his support? But I want you to know that his family supported him. He always had a place to live. He always had a place to be, no matter what the situation was. But he had demons. He went through tragedy at a very young age. This is who Jordan was. And then tragedy struck. You can look at this photo and see any of us in this picture. There's people in middle school and elementary school who remember Jordan this way. And then his mother was taken from him. And her body was dumped in a suitcase on the highway. And it changed Jordan's mentality forever. And he tried to deal with it as best as possible. To deal with it, he made other people smile. He sang, he danced, he entertained. Even though he couldn't smile, he made other people smile. That's who Jordan was. That's what everyone needs to know before we talk about charges, before we talk about the person who took his life. We need to know who he was and who he had with him. That's who Jordan Neely was. So we want to thank everybody that Jordan represented. He was one of us. But there are a lot of people dealing with mental illness. And they could be in the same situation. There are a lot of families who care for those people, but they can't find them right now. They may be walking the subways. They may be houseless on the streets. And those families are wondering what will happen to my loved one because I can't reach them. That's why it's important to have services available. That's why it's important for the mayor to be talking about what we can do to address mental health in our communities. We want to thank the people who represent the homeless and the houseless communities, because we all could be one paycheck or two away from that happening to us. We could be one tragedy away from that happening to us. So who are we to look at someone and say they were houseless, so they must be a bad person? They were houseless, so they must have been about to attack us. They must have been about to hurt us. So we had the right to take his life because our life matters more. That's not the situation we want to live in. That's not the community we want to have. We don't want it where you can kill someone because you thought there was a possibility they could do something to you. There was no attack. Mr. Neely did not attack anyone. He did not touch anyone. He did not hit anyone. But he was choked to death. And that can't stand. That can't be what we represent.